I'm going to share, actually, let's just do the whole screen because I'm going to try and share everything. I'm going to try and share the project. Yeah, so Murphy's Law is probably going to kick us in the ass, just the way these things work. But if we have a successful presentation, I hope everybody is quite excited. So we're going to do two things here today. One, I'm going to run everybody through the project, and two, I'm going to show the project. And so I'm just going to get my new Detroit project here. Boom, there it is. Okay. So welcome, everybody. So as Doug said, my name is Michael Hoppe. I'm the creative director of San Francisco-based Geopogo. For those that know Geopogo, we are an architectural AR startup. We focus on the presentation of architectural design. And so my background is architecture. I graduated from St. Clair College in 2010, and I've practiced and studied for a whole number of years. And now together with Dave and the team, we're building out new solutions that we can believe will make architecture much more incredible and impressive than it already is. And more importantly, involves people like the community, public officials, and of course, clients in ways they've never been involved in the design process. At any time, jump in and ask me questions. I will do pauses so that we can take a minute to regurgitate what we're all seeing. But let's get in. So Doug, thank you. As everyone knows, this is a HackForge presentation of the digital twin of Windsor and Detroit. It's an Unreal Engine project. So for those of you who do not know, Unreal Engine is a game engine. It's incredibly powerful. It helps us deliver the best graphics in the world and will help us deliver a AAA digital twin platform of Windsor and Detroit, but also cities all around the world. So let's get in. So here's our agenda today. So we're going to talk about the project, the mission. We're going to do some references, some nice SimCity stuff. We're going to talk about Civic Data and the integration of Civic Data into the platform. The importing of 3D BIM models from architects and developers. Invest Windsor Essex VR Cave. They have a phenomenal facility at their site for viewing 3D models and different things in this large VR cave facility. We're going to talk about St. Clair College's involvement and their new program they're working to create, which is the creation of digital twins. And so we are looking at how do we digitally scan the entirety of the city and put it into a platform like this. And then, of course, we have the overall vision. How do we go from Windsor, Detroit to cities around the world to eventually the entire world? And then finally, of course, we're recruiting. We're looking for talented Unreal Engine developers, computer scientists, data scientists, and of course, community activists, people who really want to get in and help create something groundbreaking for the world. So this is the project. This is the Windsor Detroit 3D model. This is going to become a powerful, easy to use platform. As everyone knows, architectural software today is not easy. And an urban planning platform certainly would not be perceived as easy either. But we have the opportunity to make something that's not only incredibly powerful, but very game-like. And of course, we have games like SimCity and City Skylines that we can reference. And we can take real world data and apply and build a powerful urban planning platform. So devs in the room, if anybody is an Unreal Engine dev, we're Unreal Engine 4.272. When the time's right, we will jump to Unreal Engine 5, which will just take this whole thing to the moon. We utilize OSM data. OSM data is OpenStreetMap data. We pull in the 3D models of the cities, the terrain data of the cities. Eventually, we want to scan the entire city. Windsor and Detroit is a 3D LiDAR scan and drop it right on top so that we have a 100% real accurate texturized version of the city. And when we're done the platform, we want to simulate it. We want to put people, cars, trees, the whole thing, everyone running around. And we want to tie it to things like traffic data, pedestrian data. There's a whole bunch of different stuff we can get into here. So the mission, I think every project needs a good why. Why are we doing this? And the most part is we believe that there is a big problem. And there's a big problem with how our cities are designed. The problem has to do with the planning process and the fact that the large community is largely disconnected from that process. They're typically just given surveys. They're given things like, tell us your thoughts, or kind of look at these renderings, or they get just attacks where, this public is just thrown a project and saying, boom, we're going to do this. We have an opportunity to democratize the urban planning process and put this into the hands not only of architects and urban planners and developers, but the general public. It is our strong belief that everybody has ideas for how they want their city to become. Just not everybody has the tools or knowledge on how to express that. And we can automate more than enough to turn an everyday person into a powerful creator. So let's get in here. Where's this inspiration coming from? Let's press some play. And so I think a lot of people on this call has probably heard of SimCity, City Skylines. Some might remember SimCity 2000. Just incredible little urban planning tools that give us some great abilities. And so I'm just going to zoom in here. There we go. And I was astonished. I think we keep a lot of things in, we put a lot of mystique around design and planning, and we made tools that were overly complicated for almost no reason, really to shut people out. And we have an opportunity to use game-like features like here from City Skylines or SimCities to really give people a common language, a set of tools that they can start to design on top of the city themselves, and they can promote their ideas and things. And so for Windsor, we're no stranger to a lot of the pitfalls of the design of our community. And I believe that through a greater public consultation process, which lets people come in and design on top of their cities and present those, maybe we'll have a better city at the end of the day. And of course, here's SimCity from Maxis. And I was going to jump in here so that everyone's getting in on the tools. Here's the fun stuff, all the people and the little cars, the fun, engaging type things. There's really no reason enterprise software has to be difficult or hard or challenging to use. It's really just a matter of usability and excitement and entertainment. And so a lot of our inspiration is going to come from these two sources here. I'm going to take a pause. That was a lot. Anybody have questions? Ask me right now. Don't be shy. Okay, I see Salmith, are you trying to get on? You can text too, or type questions in the comment box.
Hey, good evening. Yeah, I was just trying to get on. I just saw the event and yeah, just got in.
Oh, fantastic. All right. So I'm not going to do too much, but here's the digital twin of the city built in Unreal Engine. And we're going to discuss the future vision for the platform and how we can turn it into a really great advanced urban planning platform. All right. So Civic Data, as everybody here knows, Civic Data is a really interesting conversation and quite hard to come by. But our data science interns here in San Francisco just found an incredible source of data. And I am hoping that Windsor and Detroit has something quite similar. And so you can see here they have data set alerts, pretty much anything that we can imagine, everything from water quality, all the way building inspections, the location of civic departments, the environment. We are just starting to really get into the depths of what kind of data we can pull and how we can simulate that data over top of the city. Oh, look at that. Thank you, Doug. Fantastic. And so for our data science students, it brings up a really interesting question of when we start to find this in-depth data, not only how do we visualize it and simulate it, but how do we go about correlating that data? So that's a big question for everybody. And even here on the call, how do we correlate that data and find out new things about our cities that we did not know before? So a really big core function and feature, of course, is we have the 3D digital twin of the city. What do we start to do with it? So of course, the first thing is we give people tools. So we let them, just like SimCity, place roads and parks and trees and cars and fun stuff like parks. But when you really get down to the business of it, we need to let people, architects, urban planners, developers, import their architectural models of future designs. And so this is Revit. It's an architectural software platform. It produces what are called BIM models. Those are building information models. And we can take these models and we can import them into our platform here. And so you can see these nice screenshots. We can import them directly into the platform, and we can do a whole bunch of different studies on the platform. How does the future design work in context and relationship to the existing city it's going to be built in? We can do sun shadows. We can do sun studies, simulation studies. We can do urban effects with the data that we end up getting. So the VR Cave team with the Invest Windsor Essex team, and I can see Matt here is on the call, they have a phenomenal facility, and I highly recommend everybody on this call go see the VR Cave. They digitally projected the digital twin within the cave here. And so you can see this, here's the cave. It's massive. It has, I believe, and Matt, you can jump in and correct me, I think there's 6 screens that get digitally projected. And we can take anything from the Unity engine. So any type of models we put in Unity, we can digitally project, and we can go through and simulate outcomes and effects. And so they use this a lot of the time for automotive and for manufacturing. And on our test use case, they put the city in so one could walk through the city at scale. And so that is a lot of fun. And there are opportunities. We hope to see this grow even bigger. But for everybody on the call, this is potentially available to you. And please don't let this amazing facility go to waste. Now, I had taken screenshots of what the city model looked like in the cave. I could not find them, but we will update them when we do get them. But Matt and the VR Cave team, thank you. It's really fun to see this in here, and I do hope to see this in here again. And so St. Clair College has a digital twin team, and they're starting to build out a digital twin department. And so digital twins are 3D scans or some type of representation of an object. In Windsor's case, a lot of the time it might be a car or a car part or car parts. Sometimes it's entire factories. We can create digital twins of factories, and we can connect the sensor data to the digital twin to see the factory moving in flow. So it's like an advanced simulated map of the factory. In our case, digital twins are 3D LiDAR scans of entire cities. And so we can fly helicopters, we can fly planes, and we can have ground crews on the city scanning the entire thing. And this is going to be just unbelievable when we get the city scan of Windsor, Detroit, San Francisco, and cities around the world. And so if we look here, this is downtown Windsor. I was absolutely floored when I saw the work the St. Clair architectural students had done. And so this is the full-blown 3D map of the city here. And you can see the detail that they went into. And so the next level above this is, of course, the texture data. So the real images of what the city looks like dropped right on top. We mix that in with cars and people walking around and driving, maybe some zoning data, some simulated data, and the ability to edit the city. So I can delete buildings, I can delete roads, I can do new things, and I can import architectural BIM models back on top so I can test out what new designs of the city look like. So as we build—
Can I ask a quick question, please?
Yeah.
Excuse me. I work for a consulting engineering firm, and we do a lot of 3D modeling, both with drones and scanners. Is this something that you'd be looking? I know you have St. Clair working with you, and we've done a lot of work with the VR Cave because they're actually right behind my facility. Is this looking like? Are you looking to get in with other organizations, or is this a standalone thing?
Yes, we're looking to get in with other organizations. our big goal is we want to take as much data as possible, as much scanned data, and eventually piece by piece, because it's going to be an open source map, we'll get the entirety of the city and eventually the entire region. So David, I'll give you my email and let's connect.
Please do, it'd be great. Because what we're doing right now is we've done scans at Plant 3, you know, the Chrysler minivan plant. There's 2 other plants that we've done in Windsor. Due to NDAs, we're not able to have this further discussion, but actually we're scanning a brownfield plant as well. So we have the ability to partner up with you guys, and this is why I'm on the call, to see if there's synergy somewhere. But yeah, definitely I'd like to have a sit down.
Oh, thank you, David. And I'm gonna, at the end of this presentation, I'm gonna open up the 3D model of the city. And that is where we can all have an open discussion about potentials and possibilities as well. All right, so moving forward, so we set the stage. You know, we really come in and we work with a city that we truly understand. And you know, I think there's a lot of questions. People have said, you know, why Windsor and Detroit? You know, why don't you just focus on San Francisco or the Bay Area? That question is still up in the air, but I do see it as an opportunity for us to come into a city that I truly understand a lot of its issues, and we can build a platform that can hopefully work to solve it. Now, that's not going to stop us from building something as incredible as a 3D digital twin of the city of San Francisco and the Bay Area, as you see here. But we want to go further. We started doing other cities like Athens, cities all around the world, Paris, Tokyo, Dubai, London, New York, Denver. We eventually want to get the entire thing where we have all major world cities, not only digitally twin, but all running off the same data platform. And with the same type of urban planning editing tools that, again, is available to a great public. And we've talking with people in South Africa. And so we started doing the digital twin of Cape Town for them. And then eventually, we want to get the whole world. We want to get the entire planet in a full-blown photorealistic 3D environment that's fully accessible. And to kick it up a notch, to make it all web-based. Everything is running off the web. You can access 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and you can interact and collaborate with people all over the world. That's the big vision here. And we're starting in one city, and we'll scale that platform up all to the rest. So, of course, I think, you know, a lot of presentations like this are always about wanting to build the community, build the team. And so anybody on the call or anybody who knows anybody, you know, Unreal Engine developers, data scientists, computer scientists, you know, from the college, from the university, of course, architects, and we know our city has many great architects and urban planners, and more importantly, community activists. I think grassroots organizations drive a great impetus as to why we would use platforms like this to showcase their alternative visions of what they think design proposals could be or become in the cities. And they really have a lot of energy and heart to drive that. So with that said, I thank you guys. We're going to do something really fun now. I'm also going to put this in the chat if I figure out how. There it is. Boom. And I'm going to put my email as well. And now we're going to open up the digital twin of our city. Okay. Okay, guys, it's going to get noisy here. I am, you know what, for the sake of all of you guys, I'm going to mute myself for 1 second. Okay, I put music in the landing page, like when it starts up and it's super loud. We're probably going to take that off in a minute. Yes, so Josh, yeah, the first half of that question is correct. So the OSM data that we pulled was publicly available. Same with the terrain data. We also utilize a service called Cesium Ion, which is absolutely incredible. But we are going to have to eventually pull our own data so that we can edit and manipulate the cities as we wish. And so let's go through the platform. So I'm on my computer and keyboard and mouse. And so we can start to already see some pretty recognizable towers and buildings. Here's downtown Windsor. There's the city hall. We can recognize some of the churches in the city, civic buildings. These ones here were all done by St. Clair's architecture students. You can see Polisher Garage. Yeah, it's just phenomenal. Even, we get into some of the detail here, and just let me know if I'm going too fast. Start getting into some of the little houses here, the churches, some of these nice Victorians. And then, of course, the idea is over time, these will be the real buildings. They're going from 3D representations to they'll become the real actual building. And then you'll be able to edit those buildings. You'll be able to delete them, put new buildings over top of them. We hop over to Detroit, and so we can see the Renaissance Center here. Some good friends of mine started giving me some models of Detroit, so you can see some of these buildings starting to pop through here. The next iteration is to pull our own OSM data so I can delete a lot of the white buildings so that Detroit and all this starts to pop through. And we can see we got a couple of landmarks in here as well. And let's go over to the Ambassador Bridge. And so we can see that view here. Now, a lot of this stuff here, it's all trying to load. So one of the ways that we keep the files down is everything streams from the cloud. And obviously my internet connection's battling right now with Zoom and other things. So let's zoom way out. So we see here the city. So when I say we got the city, we got the whole city. Everything from the airport. We can go here. Here's the Chrysler plant. Dave, I would love to put the 3D model of the Chrysler plant on top of this massing data here. We have other plants. There's Ford. We can also start to visualize different urban developments that are going to happen. Some sprawl developments out here. There's the Ambassador Bridge. I already started talking to the bridge company. I want to get the new Ambassador Bridge in here. As well, we have the Gordie Howe Bridge. I would love to get that in here as well. We can really showcase future towers, future developments. And I hop over to Forest Glade. That's where I happen to live. I've got family in the Glade. And yeah, I'm just going to go around. Please open your microphones and ask questions. This is a really good time just to have open discussion.
Yes.
Oh, hi, Josh. Are you trying to say something? Oh. Actually, you know what? I'll make it easier for all of us. Volume mixer. Boom.
Can you hear me?
Is this Josh?
Yep.
Hi, Josh. How are you?
Good.
You're a little quiet. You might want to, yeah.
Yeah, I might have a problem with my microphone.
Oh, no worries.
Can you hear me clearly now?
I'm listening very closely. Go ahead. If not, just type in the chat as well.
Okay. When you say in here, do you mean in the open source database?
Oh, sorry. Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. Your microphone's not coming through well. All right. So we're going to go to the next city now. So I think everybody's got a good grasp of Windsor and Detroit. Let's go check out San Francisco. All right, let's see how this goes. And then, yeah, you can type questions here. I'll even give it to you, type questions here. Boom. Here we go. Oh, independent. I mean, it'd be nice to put it into, the OSM data pool. I don't think they'll let us. I know there was a lot of security around that. Okay. There we go. Okay, and here is San Francisco Bay Area. So just give me a second here. I'm going to do the same quick thing. Come here, audio. There you go. Boom. So we have the entire Bay Area as well mapped out. So hold on, I'm just going to go through some questions here. Okay, yeah. So bridge model, we want the independent models as well detailed as possible, and I want them in the platforms. We can simulate a number of things. We can also showcase the future development of the cities. For the scans, I want to do the whole city. I want the whole thing. We can start with very specific layers. We can start with residential, brownfield sites, civic landmarks, but ultimately we want to get the entire 3D city scanned. So that's right. So point clouds are super interesting, especially when we get the point clouds into here. One of the big things we all have to be aware of is point cloud data can be in the millions, if not probably trillions of data points. We're going to have to churn all that mesh into highly curated 3D assets. And so it's a big process. We're going to use helicopters. We're going to use helicopters to scan the city. And the helicopters fly above at a specific altitude and they capture it from all different angles. We got a bill for it. It's nothing crazy. It's about 100K. So I think with the right amount of leverage and client, we can effectively scan the whole city. All right, so here's I'm going to take you guys on a quick tour of San Francisco. Of course, Dave, my boss, he's on the call, so he can give an even better tour than I can. Here we have Twin Peaks, or no, sorry, hold on. Here we go. Okay. Okay, let's get into here. Okay, here's the Sunset. This is the Sunset District right here. Really fun area. When I first moved to the city, it was right here that I lived in Terraville. Golden Gate Park, just an incredible park to go to. It's quite fun. You have the Richmond. You have, this is the Golden Gate Bridge that connects you to Marin. Really great beaches all along here. This is Ocean Beach, and you got Baker Beach. So Alan, you can access my models all from designwindsor.com. And the accuracy, when we 3D LiDAR scan the cities, the accuracy is going to range between 5 centimeters and 2 centimeters for the LiDAR data, which is comparable to what autonomous vehicles will use. I mean, we can go forever. This is Marin County, Stinson Beach. This is a super fun place. Oh no, I'm in the right spot. Yeah, that's Stinson. Yeah, that's Stinson Beach. Now let's go over here to the city. So yeah, all your beaches are down here, super nice. This is, of course, downtown San Francisco. That's the Bay Bridge, Angel Island, Alcatraz. Up here is Richmond, Berkeley. And so we can come down here over the city of Berkeley, and here's UC Berkeley. This is the UC Berkeley campus. Our Geopogo office, Dave lives in Berkeley, and our office was right here in this building right here. And one day we'll scan that building and get that in. Of course, you can see the whole city. Let me know if I'm going too fast. Sorry, guys. It always gets me really excited when I jump into here. This over here is Oakland. And so my house here in Oakland there's Lake Merritt. And so I live right here. Boom. Probably zoom right into my little house. There we go. Here's the creek. Yeah, that right there. Over here. That's my little house. Super cute. And of course we can shoot up, see the whole city. And you can go all the way to San Jose. And so you're coming here, Fremont, the Tesla factory is just down over here. And we're going to pop over to San Jose now. There's some interesting projects like Google and Facebook are building campuses. And of course, we want to bring this to them and show them they can drop their new campus designs directly into here, do some really fun data studies, show it to the public, of course. Here's Apple. So everyone knows Apple's in Cupertino. And so let's just zoom in on here. Boom, there it is, all these nice, beautiful mountains. So it's wild stuff. Yeah, that's the Apple campus. Of course, we'll work to get the 3D model of the Apple campus, or we'll just model it ourselves. Get that in here. Yeah, just phenomenal. Then we make our way back to San Francisco. And we'll go up. And it's, of course, I set the daylight to daytime. I'm going to go up higher, actually. And so, yeah, I mean, I think when we're done, we'll have a full-blown city editor that combines cities all around the world, correlates and connects data. The cities will be alive, so cars and people will be walking around and cars will be driving. And we'll get to test designs in the city. We'll get to test future outcomes, see the futures of our cities, and hopefully this becomes an incredible urban planning platform. And if we really get our cards right, it'll all be web-based. So there won't be any downloading, and you just go to geopogo.com/cities and boom, just get to work. So I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to go find a really sexy view. Now let's see here. Let's get something nice. There we go. It makes me happy. This makes me happy, at least. Okay. So with that, guys, I conclude my presentation.